Welcome to the Digital Thread. I'm Cassandra Yoakum, and I am here with Naman from Pinnacle Infotech to talk about his digital twin experience.
Thank you, Cassandra, for giving us this platform to talk about Pinnacle and what we do. So Pinnacle is a BIM service provider. We have been in the business for around 30 years, and we create a lot of we help our clients, such as subcontractors, GCs, owners, and architects, achieve their construction goals from a pre-construction perspective. In the last couple of years, we saw a lot of owners coming to us, and they're saying, hey, Pinnacle, we just got this mass of PDFs and models and a bunch of stuff that we got from this GC during handoff. I have some goals. Like I want to have proper CMMS solutions. I want to have some analytics on how my building is performing, and I need some data for that. But the data dump I've received doesn't do me any good. Can you help?
So you just said a lot right there. I want to dive into what is a digital twin.
In my how we define a digital twin is like it's a combination of 3 different data silos or 3 different data types, namely the virtual twin, which is the 3D model, and then as-built 3D model that accurately represents not just the ACS, but the MEP features as well, that really helps you with simulations and knowing where the system connections are. The second thing being the service twin, which talks about what systems and what assets are there in the facility, how has the manufacturer recommended us to take care of it, and if something breaks, how do we take care of it? And the third thing is being all the sensor data. What sensors are there already on the site? What data can we already harvest from them? And based on the client's goals, can we add more sensors and optimally place them so that we can get more analytics? Once we have identified these 3 data points, we kind of merge them together so that we give the sensor twin basically context about, hey, this random bits, ones and zeros, is actually coming from this chiller, which is located right here. Yeah, and you can take care of it based on the O&M manuals you see from the service twin. And a digital twin, in my perspective, like Tandem so wonderfully does, combines all of these data and allows them to talk to each other. So we've been using Autodesk Tandem for around a year and a half now, where we have worked with a lot of clients to bring this data onto Tandem and then set up Tandem in a way so that they can achieve their goals. And Autodesk has been a great partner in listening to us, adding more features to it, and even helping us find out things that we didn't know about digital twins as well.
You have a lot of clients coming to you asking about digital twins. What I've noticed is there is this trend where they're coming to their consultants, but they don't know what they're asking for. They're saying, I want a digital twin, and consultants are asking why, and they're like, because that's the new word on the street. Are you seeing this phenomenon, or is this just with other firms I've been talking to?
I would say, like, when we get clients coming to us asking for digital twins, they mainly have 1 or 2 goals. Okay. Sometimes the one goal might be like, hey, I just want my operations team to have a better visual understanding of what's going on. Or sometimes the ask is like, hey, I just want the model to be available for future renovation projects and use them. So, generally when they call it a digital twin, and but it's only 1 or 2 requirements that comes in. And when the clients come to us, we're able to show them, hey, you can not just do this, but all the other things as well. So, not just for your design and construction future renovation needs, but also for your operations, also for your executive teams to get reporting out of it. That has been one of the biggest features of digital twins, what clients have found really useful, is because you have all this facilities team that have access to all this data, but a lot of time those data just remains in the facility room and doesn't get out of there. Now the executive has the data on his fingertips, right? So it's the democratization of data that we have seen as the biggest benefit of digital twin. I don't know if that answers your questions.
No, it does.
But yeah, definitely there has been a mix of some owners who definitely come in as like, hey, it's the new word. But generally they have 1 or 2 requirements, but we're able to expand the definition for them when we show them all the data that they finally have access to.
Are clients asking about how to use the digital twin for, say, sustainability purposes?
Definitely. So, at Pinnacle, we have helped our clients achieve LEED certifications before. LEED certification is only awarded during the time of construction. And once you get the LEED certification, it's gone. You don't need to do anything else to maintain it. But now we are seeing some certifications and some government requirements coming up where they need to get a certificate every single year based on the usage of how much energy the building used, what was the source of that energy, and multiple other data points that they care about. So we have seen like we get the sustainability demands as well. Sometimes when our clients come up, they're like, okay, so we want to get this recurring certificate from this agency, and we feel a digital twin will help us track it. They're able to achieve those long-term sustainability goals every single year rather than just at the time of construction.
So you accomplished a really large challenge with your digital twin adoption. You had a BMS system provider that did not communicate with Tandem, and you worked with them to create an open API integration. So now you can pull that BMS data directly into Tandem. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, 100%. So, around last year when we were, figuring out, okay, what are we going to do with digital twins, and we had an idea of what data we want to use for it, we figured before we go to any client, let us test it out ourselves. So we took one of our campuses back in India, in South India, and it had just finished construction, and we were like, we're going to twin that. We're going to get all the benefits of digital twins from that building for ourselves, because once you get those benefits, it becomes so easy to go to a client and be like, sir, this is the benefit we got, and we want you to achieve those same things, right? So we had Siemens installed on our system. They were tracking all the electrical assets and water levels and stuff like that. They do not have an API, as you said, that you can access from the cloud. So, even like a lot of Tandem features where you can publish webhooks and stuff like that were just not possible. Now, Tandem offers a lot of APIs to be able to push data from on-prem to Tandem. And being a software engineer, I'm like, okay, that's enough. We can make something work there. So, I just had the manuals which said, hey, here's an API that you can call the Siemens ecosystem from. So we kind of took, I went to that API and I put some code together to kind of just call the Siemens API and push the data to Tandem. Ever since we have done that, to be honest, we have seen so many of our other, and we finished Madurai and we started talking about it to our other clients. So many of our clients use the same system right now, and we just have something ready to go for them. But now with Tandem Connect coming in, I'm really hoping I'm able to fold our code base into Tandem Connect. And because we want as many people to have access to this code base, because this is just a small bit of code. It's a very small cog in the big machine of digital twins. And we want to make sure everyone has access to this cogs through Tandem Connect, essentially.
So not all BMS systems are willing to integrate willingly, and that's a challenge clients are going to face in the industry. And you've faced this and overcome it, and that's very exciting. What advice do you have for people that are going to be facing this challenge with other BMS systems?
Number one, I would say, get started on it in the design phase itself. Make sure your BMS commissioning team knows what IDs you want them to use before even you dig a hole in the ground, right? Like, as soon as you have the pre-construction drawing done, at that point what assets I'm buying and what the manufacturer of those assets are. You need to make sure it's in the contract. They're not going to put up random IDs for BMS systems. They're going to follow some naming convention. Second thing is I would say don't be afraid to test stuff out. Like, when I was talking to some people that, we're going to integrate Siemens with Tandem, they were like, bro, it's going to be so hard. You're going to have to talk to Siemens, you're going to have to talk to Tandem. It's going to take you months and months to do it. I just looked at them like, I have the Siemens manual. I have the Tandem API manual. What else do I need? I have authentication for both. It took me 3 days to kind of just build a quick POC and deploy it.
3 days.
Yes, it was, and obviously I had help from Seva. Who's our Tandem lead, he helped me through a little bit of Tandem APIs, and it worked. And then Seva looked at it and was like, yeah, that looks correct. And I had the facility team look at it. They're like, yeah, that looks correct. All the data is there. And I was like, that was easy. So those were the two things. Make sure you start early and you fold the commissioning team in and experiment. Like, be quick, be dirty, be willing to break stuff.
If you enjoyed today's episode, we will have a client success story coming out very soon. But otherwise, thank you for your insight. I am so excited for everything you're doing, and I can't wait to see where you take your digital twin journey. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Cassandra. Appreciate your time.